Have you ever noticed that sometimes the moment you start to feel close to a woman, she suddenly pulls away? It feels like she's losing interest, right at the time when the connection should be at its strongest. And this is the part that confuses most men often. She isn't pushing you away because she doesn't want you. She's pushing you away because she wants you more than she's ready to admit. This is where female psychology gets complex. First, like my video, subscribe, share it with friends, and be sure to watch until the end. A woman can feel a powerful attraction to you, but that same attraction can also make her feel vulnerable. And vulnerability is something many women struggle with, especially if they've experienced heartbreak before. Instead of moving closer, she distances herself from it. It's not always logical. It's emotional. She wants you, but she's also afraid of what wanting you might mean for her heart, her freedom, or her control. Welcome to our channel, where we break down the real dynamics between men and women in a way that is direct, simple, and eye-opening. If you've ever been confused by a woman's mixed signals, you are not alone. Men often assume that if a woman pulls away, it means she's lost interest, but the reality is far more complex. Sometimes her pulling back is actually proof of how much she's feeling. In this video, we will explain exactly why women exhibit this behavior. You will see the psychology hidden behind her actions, the fear she won't admit to, and the way she is testing not just you, but her own emotions. By the end, you will understand that her pulling away doesn't always mean rejection. In fact, in many cases, it means she is right on the edge. 1. The deep-rooted fear of losing control. When a woman pushes you away the moment she wants you the most, it's usually not about you doing something wrong, it's about her own internal struggle. One of the most powerful forces at work here is a fear of losing control. You have to understand that many women consciously or subconsciously are taught that if they lose control of their emotions too quickly, they are putting themselves at risk. The risk of getting hurt, the risk of being abandoned, the risk of being taken for granted. So when her feelings for you start to grow, instead of moving closer, she suddenly pulls back. It can feel confusing. You might be thinking, if she likes me, why is she pulling away? The answer is hidden in her psychology. For her, attraction isn't just excitement. It's vulnerability. And vulnerability feels like weakness to someone who has learned to protect themselves. This is why you will often see women sending mixed signals. One day, she is warm, affectionate, even eager for your attention, and the next day she is distant, cold, or detached. What's happening is that her emotions are pulling her forward, but her fear is pulling her back. Think of it this way. She isn't actually pushing you away because she doesn't want you. She's pushing you away because she does want you. The intensity of her feelings makes her feel like she's losing control of her emotions, and that loss of control scares her. Pushing back is her way of regaining that sense of control, even if it doesn't make logical sense. Men often misinterpret this. They take her distance as rejection and either pursue harder or give up completely. Both reactions usually backfire. When you pursue harder, you confirm her fear that she's losing control because now you're overwhelming her even more. When you immediately walk away, she feels abandoned, which only strengthens her defenses. The key is not to panic. You need to see her push for what it really is, a defense mechanism, not a final verdict. At the root of her behavior is emotional self-preservation. For a woman, Falling deeply for a man isn't just about attraction. It's about trust. If she doesn't feel 100% emotionally safe with you, she will pull herself back, even against her own desires. And here's the twist. Sometimes the more she wants you, the stronger this fear becomes. That's why she pushes you the hardest at the peak of her desire. What you need to remember is this. Her pulling away is not proof that she doesn't want you. It's proof that she does. A woman who feels nothing for you wouldn't bother with mixed signals, but the woman who is fighting her feelings will. Your job is not to correct her emotions or chase them. It's to remain calm, stable, and give her the space to deal with that fear without pressure. In doing so, you turn her push back into a pull. 2. The test of strength, the silent exam that proves decisive. When a woman pulls away even though she likes you, one of the biggest reasons is that she is testing your strength. Now, I don't mean she's consciously sitting around thinking of ways to play with your emotions. Most of the time, this test is unconscious. It's not about manipulation. It's about survival. By nature, women want to know if the man they are investing in can handle pressure, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence. And nothing reveals a man's true nature faster than how he reacts when she suddenly shifts her energy. What you need to understand here is that attraction isn't built just on how fun, handsome, or charming you are. Attraction also depends on whether she feels safe in your presence. That sense of safety doesn't come from you promising it or chasing her with constant reassurance. It comes from how you carry yourself when she pulls back. Does your world fall apart? Do you panic and bombard her phone? Do you immediately demand answers? Or do you remain calm, centered, and grounded like a man who is not easily shaken? Women naturally respect a man who doesn't lose his frame. Think of it this way. When she pulls away, she isn't just creating distance. She is creating a moment of truth. In that silence, in that gap, shy is watching not cunningly but emotionally to see what kind of man you are. If you react with neediness, she instantly feels less attraction, not because she doesn't like you, but because deep down, a man who can't control his own emotions makes her feel unsafe. On the other hand, when you stand your ground, when you don't chase, when you continue living your life without begging for her attention, you are sending her a powerful signal. That signal is, I am strong, I am not shaken by your mood, I do not depend on your validation. I am here because I choose to be, not because I need to be. That kind of energy is magnetic to a woman. It assures her that if she invests her emotions in you, she won't regret it later. Here is the bitter truth most men don't want to hear. A woman will test you. Maybe not with words, maybe not in obvious ways, but through her actions. And the moment you crumble under those tests, you lose ground. This is why so many men complain about women losing interest after showing strong initial attraction. The truth is, her interest didn't die. She saw weakness, and that weakness killed her desire. So when she pushes you, don't be in a hurry to fix it. Don't try to win her back with grand gestures. That is exactly what she is testing against. Instead, stay calm. Keep focusing on your goals, your work, your friends, your health. Show her, through your actions, not your words, that you are stable. When she feels that strength, her fear subsides, her tests soften, and she is drawn back into your orbit. A woman doesn't just want a man she is attracted to. She wants a man she can trust under pressure. Her pulling away is her testing for exactly that. 3. The emotional reset. The natural wave that ultimately brings you closer. When a woman pulls away, even though she clearly likes you, sometimes it has nothing to do with you failing or her. attraction fade. Since sometimes it's simply her way of hitting the pause button, an emotional reset. Women are emotional creatures. Their feelings run deep, they flow, and sometimes they become overwhelming. Pulling back isn't always equivalent to rejection. It can be her way of catching her breath. Think of it like this. In the beginning, everything feels exciting, magnetic even, intoxicating. But as emotions build, so does pressure. For many women, the intensity of these feelings can create fear. She starts asking herself questions. Am I moving too fast? Do I really know him well enough? What if I get hurt? What if he isn't who I think he is? Instead of voicing these thoughts aloud, many women pull back. They need the silence and the distance to feel safe again. This is where most men make a mistake. They misinterpret her retreat as rejection. So they panic and try to recreate closeness. They call text, show up, or start interrogating her. What's wrong? Did I do something? Are you mad at me? And in doing so, they destroy the very space she needs. See, if she is pulling back for an emotional reset, your job is not to chase. Your job is to give her that breathing room without resentment or drama. The psychology behind it is this. When she takes a step back, her mind and heart are processing the situation. If you give her space, she starts to miss you. She starts to remember why she liked you in the first place. Her emotions rebalance. And when she comes back, her feelings are stronger and more stable. But if you press her during this process, she will associate you with pressure instead of peace. This is why emotional resets are not only normal, but healthy. They allow her to move past the fear and into a deeper connection. And the man who respects this process is the man she values long-term. Instead of taking it personally, you need to see her distance as a natural rhythm of attraction. Just like waves in the ocean pull back before crashing onto the shore, women sometimes pull back before they can return with more energy and desire. The key is self-control. You have to train yourself to resist the urge to immediately close the gap. Let her breathe. Let her reset. Show her that you are secure enough to handle her absence. This strength makes her feel safe and deepens her attraction. So, the next time a woman pulls away, don't immediately assume the worst. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you at all. It's about her need to process her own emotions. And if you give her that space without fear, she will often return with more clarity, more certainty, and more passion for you, for the invisible tests, the secret cues that reveal your true character. When a woman pulls away, she is often running a test without even knowing it. She wants to see if your confidence is real or if it shatters the moment she gives you less attention. Most men fail this test because they panic, chase harder, or start acting insecure. And once that happens, she instantly knows that the strength she thought was there was only surface level. You've probably seen this before. Things are going great. She texts back quickly. She's engaged. Maybe she's been talking about future plans. Then, suddenly, she goes cold. She takes longer to reply, cancels a plan, or says she's busy. The average guy will bombard her phone, demand explanations, or start begging for reassurance. This reaction kills attraction because it shows weakness. Here's the key. Women are attracted to men who can remain calm under pressure. She wants to know if you will stay grounded when she is unpredictable. She wants to see if you will remain secure when she introduces non-certainty. This isn't manipulation. It's female psychology. Women value stability in a man, and the only way to know is to create moments where she can test for it. So what should you do when she starts to distance herself? 1. Resist the urge to overact. Don't chase. Don't guilt trip. Don't start asking, "What's wrong? Did I do something?" This is exactly the kind of behavior that makes her doubt your strength. 2. Give her the space she is creating. Match her energy. If she is pulling back, let her. If she is quiet, don't fill the silence with neediness. Your calmness shows her that you don't need her constant validation to feel secure. 3. Focus on your own rhythm. Keep living your life, your work, your goals, your fitness, your friends. When she sees that you are not shaken by her distance, it creates a powerful attraction. It says without words, "I am okay. I don't need you to hold me together." This is the kind of power women can't resist. Remember, attraction doesn't just depend on how you make her feel when you're together. It's about how you hold yourself when she is uncertain. If you pass the test by staying calm, grounded, and focused, she will respect you more, trust you more, and feel more drawn to you. If you fail by reacting with insecurity, she will start to doubt every feeling she had before. In the end, when a woman pulls away just when she wants you the most, it's often her way of checking if you are the man she can trust. Don't take the bait and lose yourself in the process. Maintain your frame, keep your composure, and you will emerge stronger in her eyes every time. 5. When attraction feels like a threat, the psychological battle fought within her attraction isn't always exciting for a woman. It can also feel dangerous, and this is one of the biggest reasons she sometimes pulls away, even though she clearly likes you. For her, attraction means vulnerability. It means lowering her defenses and putting herself in a position where she could be hurt, disappointed, or abandoned. The stronger the attraction, the greater the threat. Think about it. If she has a mild interest in a man, there's no fear attached. She can text him casually, see him when it's convenient, and walk away at any time without emotional damage. But when she meets a man she truly desires, someone who makes her heart race and her emotions feel out of control, suddenly the stakes are higher. She has something to lose. This is why women sometimes send mixed signals. One moment she is deeply invested, the next she is distant. It's not always about you doing something wrong. It's her internal war between desire and self-protection. Many women have past experiences of being disappointed, betrayed, or undervalued. So when she feels a strong attraction, her instinct is to vet the situation. Can I surrender my emotions to him? Is he the kind of man who will disappear after I open up? Here's the tricky part for men. When she pulls back like this, she isn't trying to reject you. She is testing to see if you are safe for her emotions. She wants to know if you will respond with patience and confidence, or if you will collapse into neediness. When you show strength and calmness, you lower the risk in her mind. You prove that you won't take advantage of her vulnerability. Let's consider a natural scenario. Imagine she had a tough breakup in the past. She gave her all to someone who ended up ghosting her or leaving her for another woman. Now, when she feels that same level of excitement with you, her brain flashes warning signals. Caution. This feels familiar. Don't let him get too close too fast. So she slows things down. She takes space. She makes herself less available. Not because she doesn't want you, but because her attraction feels risky. What should you do in these moments? The worst move is to try to pull her closer by demanding reassurance, seeking constant validation, or trying to prove your worth to her. This only increases her fear because it displays insecurity. The better move is to stay steady. Don't punish her for pulling back, but don't abandon your standards either. Keep living your life. Show consistency and let her see over time that your presence is not equivalent to danger. When she feels you are a man who can handle her attraction and without pressuring her or making her feel smothered, the risk begins to fade. She realizes she can open up without losing herself. And when that happens, the pull she feels towards you becomes irresistible. 6. The hidden test behind her distance. The silent exam that decides everything. When a woman starts to distance herself, it is rarely random. In many cases, her distance isn't just a reaction, it's a test. And this is where many men get caught in confusion, frustration, and fail without even knowing they are failing. Women often create distance as a way to measure your true level of strength, stability, and confidence. What you need to understand here is this. Women don't test men out of cruelty. They test men because attraction alone is not enough. A woman wants to feel that it is safe to choose you. And one of the clearest ways for her to know is to pull back and see how you react. When she creates a void, she is watching closely. Do you panic? Do you start bombarding her phone with messages like, "Why are you ignoring me?" Or "What's wrong? Did I do something?" This reaction tells her you cannot handle uncertainty, and instead of reassuring her, it makes her feel like you are emotionally unstable, or perhaps you go to the opposite extreme. You punish her with coldness, ignore her completely, or make passive-aggressive comments. This is another failure because it shows you are insecure and need to control her behavior to feel powerful. The hidden test behind her distance is simple. She wants to know if you can stay grounded when she pulls back, if you can remain calm, patient, and unfazed. You prove that you are the kind of man who can handle her emotions, her fears, and her complexities without losing